For the first time, it is getting hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot. I should shave my head. I might do that. If I reach 100 likes, I will shave my head. Or I don't know, maybe. Hi guys, my name is Connor. 10 typical Swedish meals. Husmanskost. Please, if you're new, right? If you're new, again, my name's Connor. But I like to try and pronounce things, and I hope it doesn't come across as rude or anything, but I'm not afraid of cringe. I don't care. I'm gonna try my hardest, and I like to try to pronounce stuff. So just heads up on that. Preemptive like. Fun Swedish. Original link to the video, top of the description, right below that. Link to the Discord. Love to have you. Go.
Hey, and welcome to Fun Swedish. I hope you're hungry today because we're gonna talk about food. Swedish food. What is traditional Swedish food?
Meatballs.
Well, at home, most Swedes eat international food, such as pasta, nachos, and pizza. But if we feel like eating...
That's American food. Okay. No, I know it's not. America has no cuisine, as you guys like to joke.
Such as pasta, nachos, and pizza. But if we feel like eating something more Swedish, what do we eat? Well, we eat Husmanskost. Husmanskost is the word we use to refer to
Husmanskost.
typical Swedish dishes.
Typiskt
It's
svenskt.
the houseman diet. The thing that a man eats at home. I guess that's maybe the logic. But this word is the word you need if you want to Google traditional Swedish food. So I would Google svensk husmanskost or just Husmanskost. So here comes the list of 10 typical Swedish husmanskost. Things for you to try at a restaurant or if you go to a Swedish friend's house.
Cool.
So you can get the real Swedish experience. So let's get hungry. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Number 1. IKEA's most sold dish, and also the one that is the most internationally famous Swedish dish.
I thought that was a
Köttbullar
furniture.
med gräddsås, inlagd gurka, rårörda lingon och potatismos. Lingon is this berry.
I don't know if you're hearing the same kind of clicking noise. I don't think that's my audio. I think that's the video, but it doesn't bother me that much.
Rårörda lingon och potatismos. Lingon is this berry that grows a lot in the Nordic countries. It looks like this, and it has an acidic taste.
Cranberries.
You're gonna see this berry a lot in this list because we love to mix it with meat. Meatballs are something you're gonna see very, very often here in Sweden, both at someone's home but also in the restaurants. If you eat them at home, you might not include everything that we mentioned before. Maybe you'll also switch the lingon to ketchup instead. But if you go to a more traditional Swedish restaurant, then you're gonna get your lingon for sure. Swedish meatballs are very often made out of nötkött, or it can be a mix between meatballs are very often made out of nötkött.
Nötkött.
Or it can be a mix between nötkött and fläskkött, which is cow meat and pork meat. Then we have the evolution of the köttbulle. Number 2, Wallenbergare.
Wallenbergare.
Of the köttbulle.
Wallenbergare.
Number 2, Wallenbergare. Wallenbergare is like a big meatball, but made of kalvkött, which is veal. And for those who doesn't know, it's basically baby cow.
Baby cow.
Sorry for being so explicit. This is normally served with potatismos, lingonsylt, and gröna ärtor.
Is potatismos something different than just mashed potatoes, or is that just the Swedish word? Mashed potatoes is maybe all I need. Lingonsylt, gröna ärtor.
Which is again mashed potatoes, lingonberry jam, and green peas. One thing you're gonna notice with Swedish husmanskost is the lack of variation in the vegetables. There is no lettuce there, for example. Normally it's just potato and peas. Because back in the old days, it was the only thing that we can grow here due to the Swedish cold weather. The traditional Mediterranean salad with lettuce, tomato, and other things came a lot later to Sweden. It's sad that it came with the first migration wave from Greece.
Am I the only one who just doesn't like olives? Believe me, I know that if you remember something being disgusting from your childhood and then you take that into experiencing it again as an adult, you might just instinctively I try to embrace a food that either I haven't tried or that I didn't like when I was younger. I didn't like tomatoes when I was younger. I love tomatoes now. A lot of different things, all right? But olives, I try them every time they're around me, and I try to embrace it, and I just can't. I do not understand how people love olives. Different palate, I guess, but any olive haters down in the comments?
It's sad that it came with the first migration wave from Greece. So thank you for this. Otherwise, we would still have been eating a lot of green peas. Now, back to Wallenbergare. What does it mean? The dish is named after Wallenberg-familjen, which is one of the richest families in the Swedish society, who, according to some sources, really loved this dish and made it popular in Sweden. Number 3, pyttipanna. What do Swedish in Sweden? Number 3, pyttipanna. And made it popular in Sweden. Number 3, pyttipanna.
Pyttipanna. If I close my eyes and don't look at the letters, because then it makes my brain try to pronounce them in English ways, I can feel like I can pronounce it better. Pyttipanna. It's not pyttipanna. What, does pyttipanna, would that not be recognized? It has to be pyttipanna.
What do Swedish people eat when they have too much month at the end of the money? Pyttipanna is the answer. We go from one of the fancier dishes to one of the cheapest ones. Pyttipanna is basically leftovers cut in small cubes and then mixed together. Or at least that is the origin of this dish.
Every country has this.
Pyttipanna has potatis, lök, fläskkött.
Guys, I know I rewind a lot. All right, deal with it. I'm trying to learn the words.
Traditional pyttipanna has potatis,
lök. I thought lök was salmon.
Fläskkött, and maybe also nötkött. On the top of the pyttipanna.
Guys, question, why does the K...
Kött, and maybe also nötkött.
I never heard a K sound. Nötkött. Does the K have the same use as an H or CH?
On the top of the pyttipanna, you put ägg och rödbetor. Another of these few vegetables that actually grow in Sweden. Pyttipanna is something that we eat at home. However, with time, it's something you can eat at the restaurants as well. And we came up with a fancier version that we called Biff Rydberg. It is called Rydberg because it was created in a hotel called Hotel Rydberg. Number 4. This dish can only be eaten på torsdagar. On Thursdays. At least that is the tradition. And the dish is ärtsoppa och pannkakor. Tradition. And the dish is ärtsoppa och pannkakor.
Ärtsoppa.
The tradition. And the dish is ärtsoppa och pannkakor. Ärtsoppa is a kind of pea soup made of split peas. The soup has also some pork inside, among other things. And after eating your pea soup, you normally eat some pannkakor med sylt. Normally jordgubbssylt, which
it's a crepe.
strawberry jam. But like we said, this dish is normally eaten on Thursdays, på torsdagar.
På torsdagar.
During school lunches, every Thursday it is ärtsoppa och pannkakor on the menu.
Ärtsoppa och pannkakor. Pancake. See, the European pancake is what we would call a crepe. What we call pancakes over here, they don't look like this. Like that's a crepe. That's not a pancake. To us. I'm not trying to say like you guys are wrong. That's a crepe. All right? Pancakes are over here. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like if someone asked for pancakes and like you gave them that's a crepe, you know?
Sylt, which is Thursday, it is ärtsoppa och pannkakor on the menu. Having it on a Wednesday would be crazy. That would never happen. And
really?
Skipping the soup and only eating the pancakes was not allowed in school. This is also the meal that you will see.
Is she joking or is she being serious?
In restaurants, but only on Thursdays. So why this obsession with this meal on Thursdays? For that, we need to go back to the medieval times. This meal
is it Thursday, as in like
was then
Thor?
Considered a great meal. A fancy tasty meal full of calories that would be super filling. Which you needed because on Fridays you would need to fast. At least this is one of the theories. Another version of this ärtsoppa och pannkakor.
I thought that was a Islamic thing. Or maybe
is raggmunk och fläsk.
I can't roll my R's. Raggmunk och fläsk.
Raggmunk is an alternative to the pannkakor and ärtsoppa and can also be served at some restaurants on Thursday as an alternative option. Raggmunk is like a pancake but made of potato. Served with
potato
fläsk,
pancake.
which is basically a thicker version of bacon. And then we also have, because why not, lingon. Nummer 5. We also have, because why not, lingon.
Carrots, interesting. Potato pancakes, that's absolutely a thing over here.
Nummer 5. Renskapsgryta. Now
Renskapsgryta. Guys, I'd really appreciate if you let me know if my pronunciations are good.
come to one of the most exotic ones. Renskapsgryta. Ren means reindeer. And this is one of these animals we have here in the north of the world. And gryta means stew. So yeah, Swedes basically eats Rudolph. So it's a
Get out.
perfect dish if you didn't like the gift that Santa gave you the last year. This is again one of the
She's
fancier
funny.
dishes on the list, and maybe something you would eat more at a restaurant than you would eat at someone's home. And can you guess what we serve this with? Well, of
Cranberries.
course, potatis och lingon. Number 6. Stekt strömming.
I know what strömming is. Surströmming. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Staked strömming.
No, not surströmming.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. This one, stekströmming, is something that you can actually eat and enjoy. Strömming is a kind of fish, herring. And there are 2 types of herring that are very popular in Sweden. Strömming
Question,
and
guys. This isn't a Swedish question, but just a question. If you were to just get that fish and just take a bite out of it, but like you didn't get like the digestive parts, like would you get sick? You'd probably be more likely to get sick than if you cooked it. That's a stupid question.
sill. The one we're going to talk about today is stekt strömming, a very popular alternative for dagens lunch, which is basically the menu of the day that you eat during lunchtime. Stekt means that it has been cooked in a stekpanna, a frying pan. But I would say that it's more like a grilled fish than a fried fish. And can you guess what we serve this with? Yes, of course, potatoes och lingon. Again, nummer 7.
Kul.
Toast skagen.
That's an easy one for me. Toastskagen.
This is a dish that is more served as a starter and förrätt.
Salmon roe.
It consists of a toast with räkor, majonnäs, rödlök, dill, and some caviar, and some other things. And
It's like a potato salad with
since we
caviar.
have some caviar, it is of course a little bit more fancier. Very popular during the summers. Nummer 8.
Åtta.
Lax med dillstuvad potatis.
Lax med dillstuvad potatis.
This dish is one of the most popular ones eaten by Swedes, both at home and at the restaurants. Lax is our word for salmon. Dillstuvad potatis
Am I wrong? I heard that lax is one of the oldest discovered written words, or at least in Europe. I could be wrong, but like the oldest like inscribed or written word or carved into a rock or whatever. I could be wrong. Like was lox? I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
Potatis is kind of a mix between potato and some kind of dill sauce. It looks like this.
Yeah, it looks like potato salad.
Nummer 9.
Yeah. That's a quiche, right?
Västerbottenpaj.
Västerbottenpaj.
This is a super popular pie, often served for special events. It's made with Västerbottenost, which is
Västerbottenost.
a cheese that comes from the region of Västerbotten. It's a quite strong, cured and flavored cheese. And this pie goes well with everything. I really recommend it. And finally, number 10. Kött med pommes och bea.
Looks like a steak with fries. That's classic.
The most Swedish thing with this dish is actually not the meat nor the pommes. It is actually the sauce, bearnaise sauce, which is also
Bearnaise sauce. Bearnaise sauce.
called bea. A
Bea.
very, very popular sauce in Sweden that we eat with meat. So if we don't eat meat with lingon, then we have bea instead. Bea is actually of French origin. It's kind of a mayo. It uses smör, äggulor,
Smör, äggulor,
schalottenlök,
schalottenlök
dragon, persilja och
persilja.
vinäger.
Och vinäger.
And some other things. Pommes is slang for pommes frites, which is the Swedish word for French fries. So, to sum up, what is typical Swedish food? Potatoes, potatis, for sure. And also some meat, with lingon or maybe bea. And very, very little for the vegan or for the vegetarian. Maybe some peas, but that's kind of it.
Who cares about them?
And there are of course more dishes than this. For example, korv stroganoff, blodpudding, pannbiff.
Roast stroganoff, pan beef.
But that's for another week.
Ooh, that one, broccoli, love it. That looks like a type of meatloaf with a nice sauce with wedge potatoes. Yes.
Yeah. Which of all these dishes have you eaten? And
Okay, I've eaten that one. The steak.
which one would you like to try?
All of them.
Let us know in the comment section below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite lunch. Hej då! Vi ses! Subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite lunch. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe.
A lot of it is meat and potatoes, which is my bread and butter. All right, it is my love. Okay, meat and potatoes. That's what I love.
Subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite lunch.
What did she just say?
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite
Pop den ett skratto.
lunch.
Det ska lunch.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite lunch.
Pop ner ett skratto, det ska lunch.
Hej då! Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Toppen, nu ska jag gå och äta lite lunch.
Pop den ett skratto, det ska lunch. Poteska skratska utskalusk. Topp den du skratt. Topanuskayago yakatalukaluch. Topanuska jag ga ach ata light lunch. Topanuskayaga ok atalite lunch. Topanuska. Bye, guys.